I found these supposed snake bite-proof gloves on the internet, so I decided to test them out against the venomous snake responsible for the most bites every year in the United States, the copperhead snake. Using this high-end synthetic human hand, it was time to see if the fangs of this venomous snake can puncture through bite-proof material. This is actually a really good place to find a venomous snake hanging out. You got this huge fallen tree. So many different places for a copperhead to hide in. Oh my god, okay. We have a copperhead snake. Okay, he's barely hanging out too. Doesn't look like a full-grown copperhead. Check that out. You can see it there through the GoPro. You can see how well camouflaged it is, and this snake still doesn't know it's been spotted. I can't actually see its head. Its head is pointing away from me. Okay, he's starting to slither. Okay, saw his head there. Come on, buddy, come on. Oh, check that out. Now, these snakes have a tendency to be very, very spastic. Oh, check that guy out. That is a beautiful copperhead snake and the second most dangerous snake I can come across out here in northern Missouri. Wow, okay, let's see. He was being pretty calm. Let's see if he'll just stay right here. Just like that. Now, I'm actually really, really surprised because copperhead snakes are usually trying to bolt as fast as they can in the opposite direction. And right now, this is about as close as I want to get to this snake because like I keep repeating over and over, they are fast and they have one of the quickest bites of any pit viper in the world. But when you're out here in the environment, especially through the eastern half of the United States, these guys are almost always around, but with how well they're camouflaged, they're rarely ever seen by people. It's usually just when they're out basking in the sun, like on a trail just like this, that a hiker or mountain biker will accidentally stumble across it. First question people tend to ask is, how dangerous is this snake really? If I were to be bitten, is it an automatic death sentence? And the answer to that is probably not. I would say you have about a 99.9% chance of survival if bitten by a copperhead snake. Now, here in the United States, you have three main species of pit viper. You have the copperhead, the water moccasin, and the rattlesnake. And out of those three species, the copperhead is gonna rank last in venom toxicity and as being the least dangerous. Now, with that being said, do not let that distract you from the fact that you do not want to take a bite from this snake. It is still a highly dangerous snake, and if you are bit, it is going to put you in the worst pain of your entire life. And if you have a bad reaction, you could end up losing a finger, a hand, or some extremity along those lines. And so what I have with me are snake bite-proof gloves, and obviously the first time I test them out is not going to be with my actual hand. That would be pretty dumb. So what I did do is I bought a prosthetic hand that has the same exact density and consistency as a real human hand, and we're gonna see if the fangs of this copperhead are able to penetrate through these snake bite-proof gloves. Now, this experiment is actually gonna be pretty tough to do. Oh, we just got a strike right there from the snake. When we take a closer look, you can see just how much speed goes into a copperhead bite. I really have to slow the video down to be able to see it in full effect. And when I do, you can see those fangs pop out and bite right into the thumb of the glove. And now it's time to put the snake back right where I found him. And then we're gonna check to see if the snake was able to bite through the gloves. This snake seemed pretty comfortable hiding behind my backpack. And check this out right here. Did you notice it? Well, let's take another look. The wiggle of the tail right here is mimicking a rattlesnake, which is another way they warn potential predators that they are in fact venomous. It's so fascinating and so cool. Alright guys, well here I am back in my apartment after the adventure, and to really get a good look at how the snake did against the gloves during the bite test, it's best to do it here under a more controlled environment. Okay, so we have the hand right here and we'll get to that in a minute. This is the glove that the snake, the copperhead, performed the bite test on, and if you go back and look at the video, you'll notice the bite happened right here on the thumb. It is such a quick strike. I'm going to do my best to slow the footage down for you, see the strike as thoroughly as possible. But yeah, the strike happened right here on the thumb, and just like out in the field, I still can't see any noticeable marks of the fangs going through the gloves. But when I turn to the hand, now you're actually getting a really good look at it. So this is what tattoo artists will practice on when they go through school, because it has the same exact density and consistency as a real human hand. Now the snake bite happened right here on the thumb, and you can probably already see one of the fang marks right there on the side, and the other one is located right there. You can see these fang marks, maybe a quarter of an inch, pushing half an inch in width, and that matches up perfectly with the size copperhead that we had. Especially when I maneuver the thumb like this, you can see the opening there and the opening right there. That is 2 clear puncture marks on the fang. You can tell this one definitely went in first, I would say. This one went in second because it's not as clean. It's way more of just like a slash. But yeah, so this fang went in, this fang went in, came out, and then this one probably like ripped as it was coming out. Although these are supposedly snake bite proof gloves, they did not withstand the copperhead bite test. I think today's experiment is such a good one to go through. Not only do we get to see how these gloves performed, but also how powerful the bite of a venomous snake is. Copperheads don't get very large in size, but those fangs are like hypodermic needles. These gloves are also one of the more cheaper bite-proof gloves out there, so if you want to see me test some of the high-end ones, leave a like on this video. Stick around for my collab with Coyote Peterson and the Brave Wilderness team, go behind the scenes with me in the Florida Keys, and go on some more awesome adventures.